Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Today is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we cook and chat. So today we're actually going to be cooking two recipes, a chicken salad and an egg salad. And we're going to be talking about all things protein. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so the first recipe we're going to start with is the chicken salad recipe. So for this recipe, you need very minimal ingredients. First, of course, you need your chicken. I boiled 2 chicken breasts in some chicken broth and added some seasoning. So you can boil your own chicken breast or bake your own chicken breast. You can also use canned chicken, or you can also use a rotisserie chicken as well. Then you're going to need your base. So for this, I'm going to be using light mayo. I'm using the light version of mayo to cut back on some of the fat. And I'm also going to cut the mayo in half with some Greek yogurt to add in some protein. So Greek yogurt, non-fat, plain is going to be a good source of protein. And then whatever seasonings you choose to use. For this chicken salad, I'm going to use 1 chicken breast. This is 2 chicken breasts that I boiled and just cut up. So I'm going to put this into my food processor and get this very fine, and then I'm going to split it in half, and I'm going to use the other half for a different recipe. Okay, so I have my chicken nice and really fine, really ground up. Just for transparency, I put all my 2 chicken breasts in here, but it was just way too much for this little processor. So I ended up doing it like in 3s, a little bit at a time, so I can really make sure it was finely ground. So because I'm only using half of the 2 chicken breasts, I'm gonna go ahead and get my food scale out and transfer this all into a bowl so I can see how much I have, so I can evenly disperse it into 2, so I can use the other half for a different recipe. Okay, so this is 263 grams. So I'm going to divide that into 2. So that's 131 grams a piece. $131. So that's even. Okay, so I used my food scale and I evenly distributed these. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this away for later. I'm going to use that in a different recipe altogether. So I have what's equivalent to 1 chicken breast, finely shredded, diced in the food processor. So I'm going to take this and put it in my mixing bowl. And then I'm going to add my ingredients to this. So I have my chicken here in my mixing bowl. So I'm going to start with my light mayonnaise, and I just need 2 tablespoons of the mayonnaise. Well, I'm going to start with 2, and we're going to see how that works out, if I like the consistency of that or not. So 2 tablespoons. And now we're going to do 2 tablespoons of the non-fat plain Greek yogurt. So now I'm just going to go and mix this up a little bit to see if I have enough in here. And I mean, it's looking like a good consistency. So I'm going to go ahead and put some seasoning in here. You can use whatever seasoning you choose. For me, I'm going to do a little bit of celery salt, which is a traditional recipe with chicken salad, celery salt or celery itself. I'm going to use a little bit of paprika because that's what I want to do. And then I'm going to use a little bit of complete seasoning because, again, that's what I want to do. So I have my seasoning in there, so I'm just going to mix this up. And you see it's nice and puree, nice and smooth. So you should have no problem with this going down, hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm really excited. This is my first time having chicken since my surgery. So yeah, that's pretty much it. For me, I'm going to go ahead and separate this out. So it's already separated for me. I'm going to do 2-ounce servings. At this point, I can do 3.5 ounces at one time. But I'm just going to stick to 2 right now because I find that I overeat, which I'll talk about soon. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this into like little cups that are 2 ounces. Okay, so while I'm getting my chicken salad equally divided into 2-ounce servings, I want to chat a little bit about protein. I mean, protein is super important. We know we have protein goals that we have to hit. That is why I'm making this chicken salad and later an egg salad, because I really want to get that protein in. And we know chicken and egg, they're both good sources of protein. So let's talk a little bit why protein is so important. I mean, protein is important in a diet, period, day to day. But after you have weight loss surgery, it's very important that you are meeting your protein goals and you're making sure that you're getting that protein in. Especially once you get surgery, that protein is really going to help your body heal and it's really going to help you recover from the surgery. But does that just mean, you just need to hit your goals once you have the surgery? Absolutely not. You need to make sure you're getting your protein in. It's one of the most important things, along with water, but making sure you get that protein in is going to help with your muscles. So it's going to help you retain and keep your muscle mass or build muscle mass, but it's going to make sure you're not losing your muscle mass, losing your strength. And that's definitely something that can happen with weight loss. So we definitely want to make sure after surgery that we're getting that protein in. I have not been good at meeting my protein goals, and I am trying. I understand the importance of getting that protein in. So it is something I am working at, and trust that it's not going to be perfect every day, but that's okay. We keep going and we do the best we can. Today, I had 92 grams of protein, which is amazing. It's great. Yesterday, I had 59 grams of protein. Not so great. So how much protein do you need to have? Since I'm talking about how much protein I've had, well, it all depends. It depends person by person, program by program. The lowest that I hear people say or I read is about 60 grams of protein per day. So maybe I would say that's maybe an average number, or average might be a little higher. I don't usually hear lower than 60, but definitely make sure you check with your program, check with your doctor. For me, my goal that I was directed to by my surgeon was to get 80 to 100 grams of protein in per day. So increasing our muscle mass, or making sure that we're not losing muscle mass and losing that muscle strength, is one of the reasons why protein intake after weight loss surgery is so important. Along, of course, with healing and recovering. That's really going to help us during that healing process. But let's get into this next recipe, which is a deviled egg salad, and I'll be back with a few more reasons later in this video why getting protein in is so important, because that's not it. There's more. Okay, so for this next recipe, we're actually going to make an egg salad, but it's going to be a little twist. It's going to be just like a deviled egg. So it's going to be a deviled egg salad. So a few more ingredients you'll need. Again, we're going to have our light mayo, and we're going to cut that with the Greek non-fat plain yogurt here. Again, because we want to get some extra protein, sneak it in there any way that we can. Remember to use the light mayonnaise to cut back on some of the fat. I'm going to use a sweet relish. I have 6 eggs hard boiled here. I have some yellow mustard, and then whatever seasonings of choice you choose to use. These are the ones that I'm using. So some complete seasoning, some paprika, and some celery salt. Okay, so you're going to need your food processor. Again, for this, just go ahead and put your cut up eggs in your food processor. I'm going to do half at a time. Okay, So I have my eggs finally ground up from my food processor. So this looks really good. It's really fine, just like we need it. So make sure that your pieces are very fine like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some of this and I'm gonna put it into my bowl. Just because I don't have like a whole lot of room in my food processor. So I'm gonna take 1 tablespoon of this relish and I'm just gonna throw it in there. And then I'm gonna process that so I can get that fine too. I think I'm gonna use a little bit more. I'm actually gonna do 2 tablespoons in here. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm gonna take this out and I'm gonna add this mixture into my mixing bowl here. So I'm just gonna give this a mix. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put my mayo and my yogurt into here. So starting with my Greek yogurt, which is plain, non-fat. I'm gonna start with 1 and I'm gonna mix that up just to see what I'm looking like here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do 2. Mix that up. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my light mayo. Again, make sure to use light mayo just so you can save some of that fat, cut some of that fat out. So I'm gonna do the same as I did with the Greek yogurt. I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons here. And I'm gonna put my seasonings in. Again, use whatever seasonings you are called to use. I'm gonna use some celery salt, which again is like traditional in a egg salad. Instead of using celery, just gonna use some celery salt. I'm gonna use some paprika because again, that's what I want to do. And I'm gonna use some complete seasoning because again, that's just what I choose to do. That's what's calling my spirit. All right, and I'm gonna mix those seasonings up in there. Looking like some egg mashed potatoes. Put a little bit more seasoning in there. Just a little bit. That was a lot of it, but a little bit. Mix that on up. So similar to what I did with the chicken salad, I'm gonna go ahead and portion these out into my 2-ounce containers so the servings will already be ready and I can just grab and eat. Okay, so while I'm getting my egg salad equally divided up into little grab and go containers, let's continue our chat that we were having about protein. So other than protein helping to increase muscle mass and just maintain muscle mass to make sure that we're not losing muscle and strength, along with protein helping us heal and recover after surgery, protein is going to help in other areas as well. So the first thing that I want to talk about is having that protein is going to help you feel full longer, which is great because I know for me, I'm a snacker. I don't even have to be like, I can be like the slightest bit of like head hungry and I'm like, I want a snack. So anything that's going to help me feel full longer is going to work in my favor. So getting that protein in is going to help reduce like the cravings and like that need of wanting to snack. So that is definitely a plus. Another plus with making sure that you're getting your protein in, another benefit you're going to see from that when you're getting your protein in is you have an added chance of having healthy hair, skin, nails, and even your bones. So a common thing that we hear about after weight loss surgery is shedding hair, the increased risk for your hair falling out. We hear that a lot and it scares a lot of us. It scared me and it still does scare me. Since I am so new to surgery, we'll see how things go. But making sure you're getting those protein goals is definitely going to help set you up for success. Now, does that mean if you hit your goals every single day, you're not going to experience hair shedding? I don't know. maybe, but it's going to definitely put you at a greater chance that you won't experience, the hair loss or the excess shedding. So we want to make sure that we're hitting those protein goals so we can give our body the best chance for success. So we can have strong nails and not brittle nails. So we can have that glowing skin, because I want my skin to glow over here, okay? And of course, it's going to help with bone health. So another reason why protein is definitely so important after weight loss surgery. Okay, and so the last thing that I want to touch on about protein is weight loss. So we have weight loss surgery to lose weight. One thing that's really important to losing weight is making sure you're hitting your protein goals. The protein is going to help to boost your metabolism. It's going to increase your fat burning, and all these things are going to contribute in you losing weight. Just because you had weight loss surgery doesn't just mean you can live off French fries, live off carbs, or live off things that aren't protein or things that aren't healthy choices. You have to work with your tool. Your tool is not going to work if you don't work. Make sure you're hitting those protein goals so you can lose weight, so you can maintain your weight loss once you lose your weight. So today's Cook and Chat was all about protein. We made some protein dishes, and we also just chatted about why protein is important. I always say I'm very transparent. I struggle with getting my protein in, and it freaks me out because I know how important it is to hit those protein goals. So I'm trying to do a better job with making sure I'm getting my water in and I'm getting my protein in. And like I said earlier, today I had 92 grams of protein. If you all would like to see what I do in a day and how I can get that protein in, I would love to make a video showing you all that. Please just let me know if that's something that you're interested in. Well, thank you so much for joining this week's Cook and Chat. I hope you learned a little bit about protein. Please make sure to like this video if you did learn anything new, or if you agree with all these points on why protein is important. Please leave a comment if you have any insight on protein or how you're making sure you hit your protein goals. Please subscribe if you already haven't. If you know someone going through this journey or thinking about this journey, please share my videos. I hope to see you soon, and we will have new content, of course, coming every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can find me at Sleeved and Awesome. Until next time.